Do law schools see the scores, even if you like take them multiple times? Do they end up
They see all
still
your
seeing
scores.
the lower scores?
Yeah.
And is that ever to a detriment, or does it just not matter because you don't get the highest one?
It doesn't matter because they only take your highest one. But yes, they will see every score that you have on record. They time out after 5 years, though. So let's say you took it in 2019 and you got a 120. Let's say you just totally misbubbled and they couldn't fix it or anything like that. Obviously, you could explain that in an addendum, but if you didn't want law schools to ever know you got the 120, you could wait 5 years to apply and get a clean slate. But let's say you're like most people, let's say you're taking it June, July, and September, and maybe June was lower than you wanted it to be. It'll be on your record, but not a big deal. Again, because they don't average multiple scores.
If you have a very bad score and then you take it again and your score didn't move, then they start to see a pattern of someone who is not capable of changing their habits or changing their methods when they want to achieve something. That's the only thing I've heard, that it could hurt your application if you have a pattern of bad scores in a row.
Now, that's a good point. I think that definitely if you have 3 155s in a row, then it probably indicates that 155 is where you stand, and maybe there won't be that much more you're going to do to change that. But if you do prep totally different for attempt number 4 and you got a 170, law schools like to see 170. It helps them in the rankings, and they are self-interested. Law school admission officers, their jobs really do rest on keeping their school's ranking as high as possible. And so they're not incentivized to penalize you for the previous 155s. Now, of course, a single 155 and a 170 is better than 3 155s and a 170, but you are where you are, you apply with what you've got. And if you can get the 170, I say get it, even if it takes you another year, because going to a lower ranked school with a 155 versus waiting a year and going to a tier 1 school with a 170, that's a very different situation to be in. So I think, especially for those of you who are younger, a year doesn't really mean that much of a delay at all. And even if you're older, you probably have more time because, of course, you've waited this long. What's another year?